Would you love to create more content with ease and flow? Well, let me tell you, you want to stick around because my next guest is going to talk all about that and more. Welcome back. My name is Jen Vasquez. Using my proven Pinterest marketing method, I help hyper busy female service providers create one marketing workflow to book more clients and increase their income and impact in about a week, at about an hour a week. And I also host expert interviews in marketing on general here. So if that's something that you'd like to learn more about, I would encourage you to subscribe to the YouTube channel or subscribe to the podcast so that you're notified every time we have a new release each week. Today, I'm so excited. I met this person in the pitch club. You probably hear me talk about that all the time because I love it so much. I kind of look at it like a mastermind. It's a group coaching kind of thing. And Jaycee was my accountability partner we do accountability partners. And I mean, we just clicked. We clicked, and what she has to offer is so good that I had to bring her on the podcast and YouTube channel because I know that you guys will also find her really interesting, and what she has to offer is like kind of mind-blowing. So let me go ahead and introduce Jaycee Neudorf is an intuitive and embodiment coach who helps highly achieving women create soul-led and purpose-driven businesses. She focuses on subconscious reprogramming, breaking generational cycles, inner child healing, and connecting to yourself so that you can create a life of freedom, abundance, and impact, as well as healing. Ah, welcome, Jaycee. I think all of us listening or watching need a little bit of that in their life.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited. I've been looking forward to this interview for a while now.
Ah, I know, I'm very excited. Okay, so my listeners and watchers will not be surprised. I'm always going to kick off with this one question. Tell me a little bit about the jobs that came before your business now so that we can kind of see how you maybe got to where you are today.
Love this question. I was definitely kind of like a job jumper, you could say. I tried a lot of things and like kind of like dabbled my toes into a lot of things. I think that's really important though when you're trying to find what you're meant to be doing and finding what you like to do, what lights you up, all those things. So I went to school for quite a while. So I always like worked for my dad has a company and I always did like reception, like office work. But that didn't really like light me up as most people probably don't want to be doing is just sitting behind a computer. So I went to school for personal training and also physiotherapy assistant. But I think my first purpose or passion in my life was fitness. And I like got really obsessed with it immediately. So right after high school, I decided to go to school for personal training. And I did that for 2.5 years. And then I'm always somebody that's loved to learn and like actually try something new and all those things. I'm a 6-2 manifesting generator if you resonate. So I'm all about my experiences and trying new things. So the first thing that I did was I went to school for that. And after that, I just like felt like I wanted to do more. So I was in a very like for like a while, for like most of my 20s, I like early 20s, I went to school for a lot of things. I tried new things, I learned a lot of things. And I was kind of in this like learning experience or season in my life for quite a while. And then after that, the school thing didn't really work out in the way that I wanted it to. So then I went back to working for my parents for their company. And that led me to entrepreneurship. That really led me to do this work. And I started my business off doing fitness coaching because that's what I went to school for. But after a few months, or I would say about a year, that's when I realized, like, okay, I wanted to do something more because I also started my healing journey the same time I started my business because I'm crazy. So as I was learning more about myself, kind of like in this deep awareness season and discovering myself at a deeper level, learning things about myself I never knew, learning about all these like beliefs and things that these stories that I was like controlled by almost like kind of my outcome of my life and how these beliefs were playing such a huge part of my life. That's really when I just started doing more healing and I was kind of on my own healing journey. So that's really where I'm kind of skipping forward, but that's kind of like what led me to my business and like the jobs and kind of my way of life and like my story on what led me to this deeper work.
Very, very cool. I know it's funny. I always expect to be sort of a direct path, and every single person I've interviewed thus far on the podcast and YouTube channel here, it's always a windy road. I feel like that's kind of human nature, and we arrive at those things that really light us up, so that we can be passionate in our business. And it sounds like through your healing work, you found that you would really enjoy healing others, and the joy that you have, that you exude, and it really is no surprise, I guess, is what I meant to say. All right, let's dive into what everyone is probably really wanting to know for the title of this. How can people create more content with ease and flow? And start off with talking about what flow is. I know a lot of people have started using this term, and everyone's using it a bit differently. So go ahead and let us know sort of how people can create more content with ease and flow, but start off with what flow is.
Yeah. So the way I would describe flow is I think really when you bring in your masculine energy and your feminine energy together, and then you're creating content from that energy, because like your masculine energy is all obviously like the taking action, the posting, but the creativity, the inspiration, and feeling like convicted by your content and feeling like this is what everybody needs kind of energy, that comes from the feminine energy of like kind of taking a step back and getting that inspiration throughout your day and kind of like balancing the two. And that's really how you can create more flow. So, flow, like you have an idea, you're like, I need to share this, and then you make the content and then you post it. That's how I would describe flow when it comes to creating content.
Yeah, you don't have any of those roadblocks. I feel that so deeply, because when I'm creating content, I'm kind of like on a mission, and it's more about the writing and the technical side of
Mm.
things. But that does not necessarily help us when we're sharing it, because then we're not putting our passion and excitement over it into that content. So tell everyone then how they can create more content while they have that ease and flow.
I think the way that I love creating content, it's one of my favorite things. And for me, it's always been such like a creativity a way to express myself creatively and like share things. And I've always loved like writing and just sharing my life and sharing my experiences and like letting people in on like what things I'm learning and things I'm experiencing or ideas or tips or hacks. I just like have always been somebody that loves to do that. And so I think the biggest thing is when you're creating content, it's like an expression of you and it's kind of like an evolution of you and kind of who you are to your core and really allowing your authentic self to come through that. So I think the first thing is to really get honest with yourself. Like, who are you? How do you want to be showing up online? Like, who's the person that like your friends and family, like who's that person, and like allowing those parts of yourself to come online. Cause I think when we tend to like try and perfect things. And I think this is the biggest thing that gets in the way of creating like really good content is when we are trying to be perfect. We're trying to be somebody that we're not as well. Like, I know like it's really, I love seeing somebody with like this perfectly curated Instagram, but that has never been me. And I think for a long time, I tried to make it like that. And then I would just block myself from posting what I want to post, like, oh, I can't post this because I need to post a graphic first. Or I think it's time to put my face on my wall. But I had this like, just like random idea I wanted to share. So I think just releasing that perfectionism and overthinking it as much as you can. Like, I think that's where this like deeper work comes in when it comes to your business and your content, but getting honest with yourself of who you are, really discovering who you are to your core, and working on releasing those things that are really blocking you from actually having fun on social media and like bringing your passions in the social media space. Like, I think we get so caught up in like the best strategy or the hashtags, what's a good hook, what's your messaging, who's your ideal client. Like, those things are so important. I'm not going to say it's not, but I think people are going to be attracted and magnetic to your energy and your joy and your excitement about what you're sharing. And I think sometimes we forget to add in those things, and we forget like who we are behind our business. And when we can like show who we really are online, that's really how we're going to build that community and more engagement and just really have more fun. And you won't feel burnt out if you're just showing up as you versus trying to be somebody that you're not.
Yeah, I will 100% sign off on that. And I learned kind of well, over the years now, right? The hard way. When I'm like trying to put certain things on my profile on my Instagram or whatever I'm doing, and I'm going by the strategy, like you're talking about the strategy and the goals and the, okay, this is like, we want to give, and then sell, or all these different things that you hear about. The posts that resonate the most are the ones where there was no plan behind it. I just felt very strong and passionate about something, and I went on face to camera and just talked about it. And I'm always shocked that the videos that I like plan to the nth degree never get as much engagement, right? And engagement is the name of the game on social media. As the ones where I was inspired. And I agree with you that it's because of your passion and your beliefs and your excitement over what you're sharing. You're not putting guardrails on how you're delivering it. You're just delivering it with your natural self. I totally agree with that.
Like the post too that like you don't like you spend 5 minutes making, they get so many views, so much engagement, and then
I'm never planning again.
and then you plan out all your posts that are gonna be for your launch, or like you feel like is exactly what's gonna be the one everybody's gonna sign up for your stuff. Like, and those are usually the flop ones for me anyways.
I know it's crazy. So do you have any recommendations on how our audience can really stay connected to their purpose and their vision as an entrepreneur while still delivering this content?
Mm. I think the first thing is to have that clarity on like your vision. Like, I think it's the biggest thing that I've realized in all this work. Like, I pivoted a lot of my business. That's like a big thing for me. I'm a manifesting generator, so I can never just pick one thing to do. So the biggest thing is like I connected a lot to my inner child. Like, who is my inner child? Like, what did she love? Like, what would she be doing if she like was right here? Well, she is right here with me, but like if she was sitting in this chair right beside me, like what would she want to be doing? Like, who was she? So really tapping into your inner child and kind of hanging out with her and getting to know her deeper, that can really like help you connect more to your purpose. Because I think that stage in our life when we're a child, like, and our inner child is, that's where we believed in ourselves the most. And that's when we didn't really have all these beliefs around our purpose. And a lot of the times we're just like overthinking things when it comes to our purpose. Like, that's such a big word. And sometimes I don't love that word because it's like, oh, what's that one thing you're supposed to like be doing? Right. It just adds this like so much pressure on ourselves to feel in alignment with our business. So I think the first thing is like being in alignment with your inner child, connecting with her, getting to know like what is your like what's something that you would love to be known for. Like, what things really, like if somebody like search your name, what do you want to pop up on your Google search? Like, what things do you want other people to know about you? And like, what's something you believe in so much that you like need other people to know? Like, what do you feel is going to transform the world? Like, if the world had this, what, like, and it would be a better place, like what is that thing? So for me, that's obviously healing. Like, I truly believe that if people healed their beliefs and reprogram their subconscious mind and healed to like a deeper level, the world would be so much different, and we could all just do what we're meant to be doing. We could all support each other. We could all just like do our thing, make a bunch of money, and
And the
live
world
our
would
best
be
life
the
and get
world would be
everything we
a
want. Like,
and the world would be a happier place, right?
yeah,
We
see,
wouldn't be
like,
so divided.
so find that one thing that you feel is like everybody needs. Like if people had this, then their life would be so much different. Like find that thing that like you resonate with the most. And also like tap more into like your own story. Like what things have you gone through? What's your transformation? What kind of results have you had? And that's really a good way to like find more connection in your business or find more clarity on what you're meant to be doing.
And I would say also to ask your clients after they've worked with you
Mm,
what you thought you were going to get working with me and what you found that you got when working with me. And like, what was that transformation? How did it feel? Like to
mm,
get feel words directly from your clients and using those in all of your marketing will transform your marketing because we always talk about this is why it would be this would be the great, these are the benefits, XYZ. But when you actually are sharing, my clients have found they felt XYZ, it's way more believable. And you can say it with more conviction because a client told you that.
mm. And it gets to you get to know yourself how other people view you too. Like something about me is I'm like very like blunt sometimes, and I've learned to control that a little bit because I was always the friend that would tell you what you don't want to hear.
The bottom line, I was a bottom line girl.
So it like kind of sees yourself through other people's lenses and through their own perspective. And it allows you to market yourself in that way, like explaining what kind of coach you are or explaining how your clients see you and like what things you're going to help them do and like what kind of energy they will get when they work with you type thing.
Yeah, amazing. Well, I found a couple things that I had not tried through us talking and working together. And I want to touch on both of them because I think they're so intriguing and others may not have heard of it. And I think it might be helpful, of course, to discover new things, especially for entrepreneurs in terms of some self-healing time off their business. So talk to me a little bit about tapping, what it is, and how it can help people.
I love tapping. This is such a fun topic. I talk about this all the time. So
I was like, tapping what? Like, and then you told me, I'm like, I want to try it, but go
mm,
ahead.
so it stands for EFT tapping. That's emotional freedom technique tapping. So what it's used for is to release any limited beliefs you have or negative emotions and really shift your state of like how you're feeling or any emotions you're feeling. I love to use tapping when I notice that I'm spiraling or I like need like something like I need to like shift this energy or shift my beliefs and I need to like
Anxiety is a big
yeah,
one.
anxiety is a big one. That's like when I've always been a very like anxious person. So if you're feeling super anxious, if you feel kind of panicky or you are kind of going through a rabbit hole or a spiral of like not believed in yourself, like who am I to do this? I have no clients. I'm not getting anywhere. And you're just overthinking things and you just like you're like, "Okay, I need something. Like give me something." Then tapping is like the perfect thing for you because it's a very quick way to shift your energy and shift your beliefs. So the tapping sessions I do are typically only like 10 minutes long. And so the way that I do it is we bring awareness to the beliefs you're feeling and we'll tap on those first and then we'll move into the beliefs and the things you want to believe and we allow you to step into that energy and step into those beliefs. So it really allows you to like this word embody. So it allows you to really feel those emotions and really feel those beliefs because I know you've probably all done daily affirmations or like writing them out, but you feel like you're like saying them out loud to yourself and you're like, "Okay, this isn't
A
working."
little crazy. Yeah, you feel a little crazy sometimes. Yes.
So this actually makes you feel those things. Like it allows you to really like integrate those things in your body and like feel it like, oh, this actually feels like this is true. Like I've done a lot of work around like worthiness with tapping. So, you'll say, I'm worthy, I'm successful, all these things. But like until I started tapping, that's really when I started to actually feel this worthiness and like feel this groundedness or like whatever feeling you want to feel, tap on that and then you'll be able to feel it. But it allows you to really like integrate it in your body, in your system, and like really feel that energy. So the way that tapping works is you tap on certain meridian points. So the best way that I
Oh,
love
so
to
it's
describe,
physical. It's not just tapping into something, but you're actually physically tapping as well. I thought
yeah.
that was
So
interesting.
yeah, so you tap on these meridian points on your body. So you do it above your eyebrow, on the side of your eye, under your nose, on your chin, on your collarbone, under your armpit, and then on the top of your head. So that's considered like one round of
Wow.
tapping. So they're like actual meridian points. So the way that it works, and whenever I explain this to some people, I'm very kind of woo woo. So a lot of people are like, I need to know how. Like, how does this actually work?
Everyone's all well, and that's why I wanted you on the show, because a lot of people hear it and they discount it because it is foreign to them,
Mhm,
when it's something that if you try it and it's helpful, why not? Like
mhm.
I don't I'm never like negative on something. That's why I wanted to bring awareness to it.
Yes, totally. So the way that it works is when you're like, so you use your two fingers and then you tap on that one spot. The way that, because you like say out loud or you hear this thing, like this maybe belief you have or the belief that you desire to step into, you're saying that. So it speaks to your subconscious mind. And then also you're tapping on your meridian points and you're adding that pressure. So you're adding that vibration and kind of like bringing that frequency up as you're tapping and as you're thinking or hearing or saying out loud these beliefs to either release them or step into. So it just like allows you to really feel it in your body as you're tapping.
It
Does that make
uses more
sense?
senses,
Yeah. So like
right? Touch, feel, like it's more senses than just hearing or whatever, writing
yeah,
or whatever.
exactly. So like acupuncture, that's like I love this explanation because it kind of helps people to understand it deeper. So like let's say you have like a sore, like I've gotten acupuncture for shin splints. So on my shin, I had this pain on my shin and they put these needles in like those meridian points in your body to add that pressure to release that pain, right? And like I like acupuncture is obviously like physical pain, but the way that I love to explain it, that's physical pain when you're getting acupuncture, but tapping's like that energetic pain or that emotional pain that you're feeling. And
and
that's how I
or
love to explain the
reinforcing
difference.
and or reinforcing the positive
Mhm.
thoughts or things that you're saying to yourself as well. It kind of soaks it in more, is what I
Yeah,
understand.
exactly. Because you really hear it and you feel it, and then you're setting that energy to that space.
So cool. And we'll talk a little bit more later on something that JC is doing that might be able to bring you along. Um, Talk to me a little bit about hypnosis and dispel any myths that we hear out there, all the crazy things, and let us know what the benefits are, because I tried one of your hypnosis things and I joked with my husband and I said, if I start barking like a dog, just stop me. I'm doing hypnosis. He's like, you're doing what? Right. But I tell you, I have done it 5 or 6 more times from your recording, and it kind of releases a pressure that I put on myself and gives me a little bit of it, gives me bandwidth when I'm overwhelmed. And I mean, I could see so many more benefits from it, but like that in general has already changed my belief in so many things. So go ahead and give us all the tea about
I
hypnosis.
love hypnosis. So hypnosis is a tool, a healing modality to use to really kind of like step into the goal you desire and really embody that energy of like what you want. And really it like speaks to your subconscious mind so that you can feel aligned with your goals. I think a lot of the times we set out this goal and we do a lot of work around like the doing and the taking action, but we tend to have a lot of beliefs, or if you're trying to do something you've never done before, you need to like really step into that energy and you need to like allows you to create that energy to create what you want. Because a lot of the times when it comes to, let's say, manifesting or all of those things, we are only working with our conscious mind, which is only our conscious mind is only in control of like the thoughts and beliefs we have right now. So things that will keep you safe in this moment. So let's say you're baking something, your conscious mind is telling you not to touch the oven. That's pretty much all you are aware of. You're not really, your conscious mind isn't like the music that's playing or like things you're like your business or your experiences
Your
and things
weekend
you
plans, right?
yeah. So your conscious mind is only aware of things that will keep you safe in that moment that you need to know right now. So like you're driving, obviously you see signs in the grass and your radio is on, things like that, but you're not thinking about all these other things. So your conscious mind only has capacity for those things. So your subconscious mind is all of your experiences you've had in your life, all of your lessons, all the things you've gone through, your story, the lessons you've learned, all of those things. So when we can work with the subconscious mind, it allows you to think these, like really program your subconscious mind for your goals, for the desires you want in your business, for all of these goals you may have in your life. And hypnosis can be used for anything. I use it for business and like helping people align themselves with their business goals, like for the income they desire, for stepping into their higher selves, or it's also used for like your like inner child work. I have a hypnosis that I use for like, it's like a visualization almost of like visualizing your inner child. So it's really powerful. It's a relaxation thing. Like you, a lot of the times people fall asleep, like it puts you in this trance state so that you can reprogram your subconscious mind, because when we're awake and all those things, that's when our conscious mind is aware. And that's so we kind of want to shut her up and
Yeah.
like, hey, like go to bed or something so that we can speak to the subconscious mind so that we can reprogram her and help her hear the things that we desire and speak to her, because our subconscious mind is a powerhouse. And when we could use our subconscious mind for the desires we want, and we have all these tools to really help our subconscious mind and align her with what we desire, things can really shift fast and it can really align ourselves to what we want. And then we get what we want in our business, in our life, in our relationships, and all those things.
That's
So
amazing.
yeah, I love hypnosis. And like the best thing about hypnosis is like, as I said before, a lot of the times you fall asleep during hypnosis. So if you fall asleep, it still works. Like you can literally fall asleep and it still reprograms your subconscious mind. Because a lot of the times you're like, I'm so out of it when I because it's used to like put you in a trance state, which is a very like deep, relaxed state. And
I
so it
think
just like,
that's probably one of the benefits that I didn't talk about and that I'm feeling, which I didn't know, is that it takes everything out of my mind. I have like 5 or 6 things competing in my thoughts at all times because I run 2 businesses as well as have a family. And when I'm doing this hypnosis that I have from you, it quiets the mind, right?
mm,
That's an amazing special treat that I did not know that I need on a regular basis.
mhm. I mean, yeah, like we have a million thoughts going through our heads all the time with business, especially if you have multiple businesses. You're like, oh, I could always be thinking of something or doing something. So it really allows you to like ground back in and just feel more grounded and connected to what you're doing and not like overthink everything.
Yes, because when you overthink, you end up making plans and strategy that is forced rather than
Mhm,
aligned with how you're feeling.
mhm.
All right, so everyone listening or watching right now, Jaycee's going to talk about something free that she's offering so that every single person listening or watching can just dip their baby toe into this and see what we've been talking about today. So we'll get to that in just a second. But first, what is one piece of advice that you wish you had known when you first started your business?
So I went into my business pretty naive, like, which is probably, it kind of is a good thing because I didn't have a lot of like limited beliefs or fears. I kind of just went in, I thought I was going to like be a millionaire and then I just started. Took me a lot longer than I expected type thing. So I think the biggest thing is to just trust the process and just to keep going like when things get hard, because that's really what's going to like building a brand, building a business is probably going to take longer than you expect. Not always, but usually to like build that community and like have a an Instagram or a business that like is aligned with you, and kind of like like a product suite, all those things, like having programs, having offers, that's all going to like take some time and it's not going to happen overnight. So just like keep going when it gets hard. And when you have a strong vision for what you desire, it's going to help you to obviously do that because you'll have that idea of like what you want your life to look like. So I think the biggest piece of advice at the beginning is just to keep going and trust the process, because that's really how you're going to build what you desire.
Yeah, that is very, very good. And the last question, what three things have helped you to grow your business? Now, this could be really anything, tools, advice, just whatever comes to mind.
So the first thing is probably pretty obvious, but all the work I do, I fully believe that it's so important to have that energetic support and have those like modalities that you can use when things get hard, or when you have a belief that come up, or you start going into a spiral, or all of those things. So I think at the beginning I focused so much on the strategy and learning all the things business, which is important, and that's obviously really important, but you need to feel supported in your business, and really helping you release all the beliefs and fears you have, all the thoughts you have, all the emotions you feel throughout the day. Those That's really where like what is going to be the most impactful, and it will allow you to like enjoy the journey and to really believe in your business, believe in yourself, believe that what you're doing is working. So that's like my biggest thing, is like having a regulated nervous system and all that, because you will the impact you'll
The
make when you
highs
have
and lows are big when you're working for
yeah.
yourself. Yes,
So having a
absolutely.
regulated nervous system too, like you make way better decisions, you trust yourself way more, and you're just able to create the business you really want and create the impact you want when you have a regulated nervous system and you are doing that deeper healing work. That's my number one thing. The second thing is to invest in mentorship and feel supported, invest in yourself, all of those things. There's like nothing like having accountability, support, and having somebody like show you your blind spots, because when we're in a problem or we are struggling in our business, we are so zoomed into the problem, and we're making it about ourselves. Like we think something's wrong with us. All these beliefs come up, all these things, and we're kind of just like trying to do what we know. But having a coach that has been through what you've been through is going to help you to show you what you need to implement. And it can change very fast when we're being shown what things we need to implement into our business, or what things aren't working, how to release those things. We get so like attached to the things we're doing, and we get so attached to our social media, and we take a lot of things personally, and we don't really see the problem a lot of the times when it comes to business. So having a coach, having somebody to show us and like lead us through things they've gone through is one of the most powerful things. And also accountability, because there's really nothing like having somebody hold you accountable to what you want.
Yeah. And the third,
I would say, I guess this is probably what I already said, but really trusting yourself and trusting that
ooh, that's
you're on the
good.
right track. Because I think a lot of the times and it can really hold us back from making the decisions we need in business. Like, when you're always asking somebody else, oh, is this good enough? Or what do you think of this? Like all those things, that comes from us not trusting ourselves. So I think the sooner that you're able to really fully trust yourself and trusting that what you're doing is working, trusting that you're exactly where you need to be, that's really what's going to help you to grow, because you can just keep moving, and you can keep making those bold moves that's going to get to where you want to be.
Perfect. Before we get to that gift, which I'm really excited about, share with our audience the services that you offer, in case someone watching or listening right now is like, I need what Jaycee has to offer.
If you desire just to like try out what it's like to work with me, because I offer all my coaching is like one-to-one, because that's really where we dive deep into what's really holding you back and create the life you desire, because that's really where the magic is, in my opinion. I love one-to-one work. So I have one-to-one sessions, which is a lower investment if you're wanting to just see what it's like, and you're really wanting to discover more about this healing work I do and the subconscious work and how it can help you. So I do one-to-one sessions, and you can also book like more than one session at a time. But if you're wanting to get those breakthroughs and like really uncover what things are holding you back in your business and heal at a deeper level so that you can show up powerfully in your business, then I would 100% recommend my one-to-one sessions. And then I also have my one-to-one coaching, which is a 6-month container. It's my one-to-one reclaim method. This is where we do weekly calls. You'll get support, you'll have accountability, and you'll have any healing modalities that you need to really move yourself forward in your goals in your business.
From you as an expert, knowing the client, and you'll know which modalities to
Yeah.
apply
So I
or
never
help
say,
with.
hey,
Yes.
you never like book a hypnosis or book a, because like
Yes.
my clients, they usually don't know what they need in that moment, right?
Of
And
course not.
yeah. So I'm able to see, like, I have so many modalities. I'd be here talking all day if I named off all my modalities that I use.
I touched
So
on two that were intriguing, but there's so many more.
yeah.
And when we're hiring an expert like yourself in this field, I would want you to make that decision and apply whatever I need, because if it gives me that clarity and confidence and really that all around belief and confidence in what we're doing and belief in what we're delivering, anything that would help increase that or clear the way through to that would really be beneficial for someone's business. So tell us
Mhm.
about your freebie, because I signed up for it and I'm really excited.
I'm so excited. So I'm doing a 5-day tapping challenge. It's called Tapping into Your Soul's Calling. It's so long, but anyways, it's a well, technically it's a 6-day because I had an idea to add another tapping session because I'm crazy. So it's actually a 6-day tapping challenge. So we will be tapping together for 6 days, and each day is a different tapping session. And so we'll be tapping, you'll receive 6 tapping sessions that will really help you to feel more connected to your business, feel connected to your purpose, and feel confident and like clear in what you're meant to be doing, and really clearing out all those beliefs, all those emotions that are really holding you back from creating the impact and the income that you desire in your business. Or if you don't have a business yet, like your purpose or your vision. So I'm super excited for this because as I said before, it's all about releasing emotions or beliefs and really feeling grounded and supported in your business, and really clearing out all the things that are holding you back in your goals. So I'm really
Eh,
excited for it. It's going to
yeah.
be, and like, it's not just a healing challenge, is like, challenges are taking action. Like, it's like, I'm going to keep you accountable to like go out and do something that really embodies that energy of every day. So we're going to be doing, all the tapping sessions are on confidence, clarity, imposter syndrome, fear of success, people pleasing, and really tapping into your soul's brilliance. So all of those will be, every day there will be action steps for each tapping session.
I'm really excited. So if you were listening along and you're like, "Ooh, that's kind of intriguing." This is your baby toe, dipping your baby toe in as an entryway to find out more about this, as well as experience JC's voice. And I'm sure if you're on the podcast, you will be hearing this. Her voice is so soothing and supportive. And so I cannot wait for 6 days of this. Thank you so much, JC, for your time today and appearing on the show, because it I typically focus on marketing, but I know that bringing in experts around the self-care and the confidence and everything to run your business makes all the marketing so much easier, because you get so much more clarity. So thank you so much for coming and bringing that here. What's the best way to get in contact with you? Of course, I'm going to have all the links below, but what's the best way to get in contact with you in case anybody wants to take the conversation further?
Just want to say thank you first because this was super fun, and I just love hanging out with you and
I know it's
our
like
energy.
so not work at all.
It's so much fun. So I hang out the most probably on Instagram. So if you want to connect with me over there, send me a message. Let me know that you came here from the podcast, and let me know your biggest downloads. And I would love to connect with you and have you over there because it's always a party on my Instagram.
Yeah, totally. If you guys found some information or tips that you can implement today, or maybe signing up for that program, we would love for you to leave a review. I'm focusing on trying to get reviews, and it would be such a great honor if you would leave one for me. And as I always say all the time, go out there now and do something good for your business. Take action so that what you've heard or learned about will actually help you move your business forward, or this podcast and YouTube is for nothing, right? So go out there and download this challenge or sign up for this challenge, because I know you will get so much out of it, and I'm going to be there. So come and say, hey, I'm here. I would love to see that. Thank you again, Jaycee, so much.